Just got these Sunbeam 3-pack LED night lights with sensor. It has a nice, I'm guessing it's plastic. I'll take it open. And it's going to illuminate the light from all sides. Got a sensor in it. And I think that nice square area there would be just enough for what we need to laser engrave or something. So, it draws only 0.5 watts. And I think we're going to try, just based on 8 hours a day operation, is at 0.1, it's 11 cents kilowatt hour. That costs 8 hours, 11 cents a day, 10 cents a day if you had it on for 8 hours a night. So 10 cents, not too bad. Let's take it apart. Let's do some laser engraving on it. See what it looks like. It's frosted on both sides, which is fine. We can make it work. If we wanted to, we can take and cut out an acrylic sheet and make our own. There's only 3 screws there. You can take that apart and take this plastic piece off and put whatever you want there. So this is what happens. We use a small screwdriver and get the screws out. I'm going to lay it on its back. And you should be able to take and get this piece of plastic out. This is just a sensor. So there's only 2 pieces here that's going to be holding that in. And that's where the screw goes in. Once you get the screws out, shouldn't be any trouble much. If you had 2 hands to do this. And now you got the piece out. You can lay this flat on the laser engraver and do it that way. Let's take a look at the inside of the electronics. It's kind of cool while we're here. Kind of a crappy solder job on that one. Made in China, so what do you expect? Oh well. At least it's got the plastic holding the piece in. Got some circuit board stuff in it. And see a capacitor, so it's taking 120, probably a small board in there. I would have to push that through. So you get a little bit of everything with my channel. You learn how to laser engrave, and you learn a little bit about electronics already. If you subscribe to my videos before, you've seen I do a lot of electronic repair videos. So we already got it taken apart, might as well see what the circuit board's all about. There. Oh, a little transistor. 1, 2, 3, 4 resistors, an LED, diode, and 2 capacitors. And the photo sensor. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's simple enough. That's a 59014 transistor. Cool. Simple enough circuit. Alright, let's go laser engrave this piece here and see how it turns out. Now the laser layout I have for this is 75 millimeters by 75 millimeters. That's the width and the height of this. Now I've already got my machine turned on, and I'm going to do just a generic snowman picture. And go up here to graph, go to bitmap, go to snowman, open, and Or just make it the full 75. We can adjust the size down if needed. Doesn't have to be this big. But let's just leave it like that. And that'll be the full coverage of this plexiglass. Now, as always, I like to do a test piece and see what it looks like. So, I am going to do that. Set it engraving, metallic studding. This will allow me to take and put the plastic piece over exactly where that burn part is, right there, as long as the paper doesn't catch on fire. I normally use cardstock, not printing paper, because printing paper tends to burn up. Then decrease the strength of it. Like I said, it's just going to be this snowman. And when it gets done doing the laser engraving part here, I'll line this up and we'll cut to the next video. Got the basic start of it. I'm just wanting to try it out. This is at 12.5%. Looks like it's melting the plastic rather than etching. Let's see how that turns out. I'm actually going to stop this, because normally I do acrylics at 15%, not at 12. This is not really acrylic, but it's a plastic. Now let's see what happens if there's a big difference. Anyway, so that's going to take time to do this. Probably another 5-10 minutes. So I'll get back to the video when it's done. Alright, this is what it looks like. You see in the image here. Now let's hook it up to the light and see what it turned out to be like. Did all the measurements with the caliper of this piece, including that, and I just drew the lines. Now I'm going to do the cutting part, and I'm going to use an acrylic sheet, but for testing purposes I'm going to use the piece of paper set at 12%. Phone is not cooperating with me today, so hopefully we'll get this whole video. And this is just demonstrating what it will look like once it's on paper. And yes, the paper is on fire. Cool. Now let me know that it's done. That's great. Wonderful. So, hopefully, the way you see this lined up is the way it'll be on the piece of paper. And it's pretty darn close. That's pretty cool. The edges are rounded, which is fine. But oh well. Now we have our template cutting acrylic sheet. This paper is where it was originally, so I stepped this over and I measured from that black line to the edge of the acrylic so I don't waste as much acrylic as I am if I just did it this way. I'm going to start it out at 12%. I'm going to do cutting and we'll see if my lines match up. They're almost right on the dot. Not quite, but I love that sound. So, you can see it's not quite on the money, but it's close enough. And I should still be able to take and drill the holes that I need, and it'll work just fine. If not, I could just modify that just a hair. I can bring that up maybe 2 millimeters. Let's do that. I'm going to demonstrate. I guess each button down here is left, right, up, down. You step by 1 millimeter at each time. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and it's going to make that go up 2 steps, as you heard that. And since this is just a test piece, I don't really care. I'm not out of any money for doing this here. I'm going to do that twice over here so we can actually have a ledge. Let's try it again. Okay, so now that's that way. We need to turn that up to 15 and see if it'll actually cut the acrylic. I'm going to start out with 15 first, and then we'll go up to 20. See what happens. That just made it go a little bit deeper. That's not quite enough. I'm going to mute the hooray you've done burning. I'm going to go once again. I got it at 30% now. Let's see if you can actually see it up and close. No, I don't want to get it that close. You can't really see much. Just do it there. 30%. Shoot, let's go for 50. And if I was particular enough, I could actually make the holes for this, but I'm just going to drill that out. I can make the holes for this with the laser engraver. But that'll be the next step process of learning how to do that. Start out simple and then go forward harder. This is at 50%. And each cut is getting deeper and deeper, so stuff like that. I would tell it to do this. Do tasks like that. And we can tell it to starting. You can see that's where the line is right now. That's all the further we burnt down. So I'm going to increase this to 75. Now, acrylic does not smell good burned. So it suggests if you're going to be doing something like this to take and ventilate it. I do not have any ventilation. Here we go. That knocked it down some. What if we go, I can't do a 99, I can only do 99%. Let's do it once to see how far it will burn it. And actually I'm going to do something different. Now you can see a macro vision of the acrylic. It's at 99%. You actually see that come down this way. I can feel it come out. Oh, they didn't do too good of a uniform cut. Now I did about 10 or 15 passes of that 99% that finally cut through the acrylic. And I'm going to do my next step. I'm just going to take this general image and I'm going to put it right over that where it's just burned. And I got this at 15% and let's see what it does. I'm going to tell it engraving. I'm going to tell it mirror because we're going to have it on the back side. There's mirror engraving. Let's see. And hopefully when I was pressing down on the paper I didn't mess up the alignment. We'll find out, won't we? Actually make this a speedier process until it stops. So I didn't delete the lines that I had before. And I don't want it to engrave the lines. That would not make sense. And I'm hoping what I saved before is going to save those lines that I made. Otherwise, I have to do them lines over again. But I told it to save as a template, and it should save as a template. I'll get the image laser engraved. Can't really see nothing. Well, hopefully once this is done, it'll look nice. And for this is trial and error. Thank you for sticking around this far in the video. It just shows that coming from this type of plastic, which is the cheap molded plastic, to an acrylic plastic, and going into detail and measuring each point here, so you can have that section off like that. And then I'll go back and I'll drill the holes out for the LED and the 2 holes here, so it'll fit in that. And I can actually use this piece here as the template to drill out each of these holes here. So once this gets done engraving, I will take it out and I'll start drilling the holes, and the next thing you'll see is it will be together in this piece here and lit up. Okay, the piece is ready. Should be ready to come out. There you have it. And there's that. So I got it in reverse, so it'll do it that way. So now I need to drill my holes, and then the center piece here. See here, the next piece here is drilling out the holes, and I just use a regular drill and a drill bit, and I match that template up, and that's the way it is. The back side is the edge side. I'm going to put it together, and you'll see. Now here is the finished product. That's pretty cool. First try. So I think I've learned is to take and not have this on a rough surface. And that's about it. Thank you for sticking around and watching this video. Subscribe. Like my Facebook page. It's Laser by Jake. I'll see you next time.